FM.
Chippewa Valley Community Television presents Your Local Race. Meet the Candidates 2016.
Hi, I'm Bob Brown, News Director at Chippewa Valley Community Television, and this is another in our continuing series of interviews with candidates for seats on the Eau Claire County Board. Today we're speaking with Bob Hooper, who is seeking the seat in District 10, which encompasses the western part of the town of Washington and parts of the southern parts of the city of Eau Claire. Bob, today we'd like to start with maybe if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're looking for a seat on the county board.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to talk. Well, I've been in Eau Claire for 33 years. I'm a university professor. I teach geology, and I think that's one of the things that really has attracted me to the county board, is that I think I could bring some scientific expertise to that. I'm married. I have 2 children, one that still lives in Eau Claire, one that's out in New Jersey now, and I have a new grandchild that's 6 months old.
Congratulations.
So that's kind of exciting. I guess I decided to run for the county board because I want to make sure that the citizens of Eau Claire County have some good, nonpartisan, independent representation on the county board. And I think that's something that we're lacking right now in District 10. I was encouraged strongly by my friends and neighbors to run for the county board. It's the first time I've ever run for office. It's not something that I was particularly jumping to do, but I thought I had a responsibility to provide service to the county. And I'm at a point in my career where I can afford to do that kind of extra work that it takes to give some good thought to what's going on in the county and to try to help the county of Eau Claire move forward.
Okay. What kind of personal qualities do you think you bring to the county board that will be particularly helpful to it?
Well, I think one of the strongest things that I bring is that I'm a good thinker, and I like to be an independent thinker. So I want to stress the fact that I'm not running on any particular kind of a platform. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that our representatives on the county board are bringing to the county board really true independent thought, not party affiliated thought, but good independent thought. I'm also a scientist, and as a scientist I think I can provide some expertise to the board that is probably beneficial, because I tend to approach things from a very analytical perspective, and I think that would be good in terms of bringing that kind of an approach to the county board. I just think we need some new voices on the board.
Okay. Now, each county board member serves on at least one and sometimes as many as 3 of the standing committees. Are there any of those committees that you think you're particularly interested in serving on?
I would be interested in particularly serving on Parks and Waterways. I'm very interested in the high quality environment that we have here in the county of Eau Claire. I want to make sure that we preserve that. I would be interested in serving on human resources because I'm interested in the way we treat our workers. I want to make sure that our workers are treated fairly.
Okay.
Those would be my 2 main priorities. I realize that when I get on the county board, I'm going to have to put a name forward to sit on some of those committees, and I'm not sure which ones I'd be selected by the chairman to serve on. There are other committees I think that could really benefit, though, from my expertise on the county board.
Okay. Are there any issues that are either in front of the board now or you anticipate coming before the board that are particularly of interest to the residents of District 10?
I'll tell you one of the most pressing issues that I see coming before all residents of Eau Claire County and every other county in the state of Wisconsin is our loss of local control. Right now, everybody seems to be trying to consolidate decision-making power in Madison, in the legislature. And I want to make sure that the county board is proactive in preserving the right for county citizens, county residents, to have input into those decisions about things like how we use our land. So I'm really interested in making sure that the county board proactively seeks to protect the ability of local people to make local decisions.
Okay. Okay. Are there any actions that the county board has taken in recent months or years that you think that you either very strongly, particularly supported, or ones that you strongly opposed?
Well, I'd say the one that I most strongly support and I'm most proud of is actually the county support for the Confluence Project. If you look at what the riverfront in the city of Eau Claire used to be when I came here 33 years ago, there's a huge difference now with Phoenix Park there, the RCU building replacing the old NSP building, Haymarket Landing, and the Arts Center. I think supporting the Confluence Arts Center was probably one of the best things that the city could have done.
Okay.
I'm really proud of this county for taking on that action, contributing some money to that. It's a great public-private partnership, and it's just going to really revitalize this entire part of the county.
Okay. Are there any of the current policies and procedures of the county board and county government that you think need to be changed in any sort of way?
Wow. I think the county board actually runs pretty well right now. I've looked through some of the recent actions. They seem to be very responsible in terms of what they're doing. I have to say, if there's one thing that I think's disappointed me and probably disappointed most county residents, it's the actions of the county treasurer. I'm not sure exactly what the solution to that is and what role the county board might play in that, but clearly, if we're paying tax dollars, we need those tax dollars to be used for county purposes rather than personal purposes.
Speaking of tax dollars, over the last 10, 15 years, the funding that the county receives from federal and state sources has been just on a steady decline, requiring the board to go more to local taxpayers to support the county government. Do you have any suggestions for how the board can meet this, eternal fiscal challenge?
That's a huge question. It's not just cities and counties that have lost state support. Everything in the state of Wisconsin has lost state support, really. I guess what I would bring to the county board is that I've always believed in fiscal responsibility. I've always believed that you live within the amount of money that you bring in. The county's got to learn to do the same thing. I'm also have to say, though, candidly, that my county taxes really haven't increased very much. When I look at my property tax bill is pretty stable over the last 10 years, and I don't think I'm overtaxed. So I'm not going to say that we shouldn't raise taxes if we need to in order to maintain services. I think one of the most important things that we have in Eau Claire is not a high-wage area. So why do people come to Eau Claire? People come to Eau Claire because of the quality of life. And I think we need to support that. That's the one thing we have. And if we can preserve or enhance the quality of life in the county of Eau Claire, I think Eau Claire is going to remain a really healthy place. So I realize I realize that we're going to have a hard time balancing budgets with declining state support. I work at the university. We've had to do the same exercise down at the university. There may be some things that we have to give up. We may have to prioritize some things. We may have to try to find some additional revenues and be creative with regards to how we raise some additional revenues. But I hope that we don't do it by damaging what we do have in Eau Claire that's really good.
Okay. There's much more we could talk about, but I think we're going to wrap up here by giving you the chance to, anything else that you'd like the voters to know about you as they head into the booth on April 5th?
I think the most important thing for people to understand about my candidacy for District 10 is that I'm prepared to represent them in a nonpartisan and independent way. And I think that's something that right now in District 10 that we lack. I don't have an axe to grind. I don't have any particular burning issues other than the issue of trying to make sure that we retain local control over things that are going to impact our lives. And I want to try to promote healthy development in Eau Claire. I think those are things that I could bring to the Eau Claire County Board. In addition to that background that I have as a scientist, which I think could be very helpful in terms of evaluating planning issues and issues regarding the future development of the County of Eau Claire to make sure that it's done right.
All right. Well, with that, we'll thank Say thank you to Bob Hooper,
Thank you, Bob.
candidate for the District 10 seat on the Eau Claire County Board. And we thank you for tuning in today. And we hope that you will check out all the candidate interviews on Channel 994 on the local cable system.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cvctv.org.